It's that time of year. Halloween Horror Nights draws near. So pull up a chair and listen as we talk some fear.
Ooh,
that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do.
That was really good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Diz Unlimited Universal Show. I am Ryno, and joining me for our spooky conversation today, we have Hannah Anderson.
Hey, ghoulies.
Hannah the Haunted Anderson.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, I want to get a soundboard or figure out. I know on the sound mixer I'm using, you can add effects, and I want to do the one of the ghosts. You know those classic ghosts when you were a kid that were like,
yeah, there you go.
It's like that's my ASMR. Just play it for 30 minutes and I'll be fine.
Maybe a witch's laugh.
Yeah,
that would be good too.
One of the cackles
cackle.
of the, that would be great. Yeah. Yes. So since last we spoke, there have been many announcements. We know, I think, all of the houses now for Halloween Horror Nights 34 at the Universal Orlando Resort. We know a bunch of Scare Zone. We know about some shows. There's some street happenings going on as well. So lots to talk about today. So thank you, Hannah, for being here, because I know you're just as excited as me about this. And this is your second year experiencing this.
I feel like I've had a Cinderella moment with Halloween Horror Nights because I was so scared
You
last
went from
year.
the carriage into the pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like it here. Very excited.
No, it's great. I can't wait to get out there and experience all of this with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. We both have our frequent fear passes, which are now on sale. And I believe Dreams Unlimited travel agents can help you with any sort of ticket needs at Halloween Horror Nights.
There's a stay and scream package if you want to stay at Universal, or we can just buy your Halloween Horror Night tickets. Let's say if you're staying at Disney down the street. So, if you're interested in Halloween Horror Nights, reach out to us. We'll plan that trip for you.
And as with everything that we do here, this and all of our spooky conversation is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They're experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. When you book with them, cost you nothing extra on that trip. You help support the channel and all of the content that we produce here. So if you're interested in buying some of those tickets or anything like that, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for a free, no obligation quote. They'll even just tell you how much it is.
Yeah.
And you can be like, oh my, what was I thinking?
In this economy?
Yeah.
No thanks.
So we're going to dive right in because not only do I want to talk about all the houses and stuff, I want to talk about the scare zones. I just want to make sure that I'm just summarizing this all. We talked about it before we got started, and Hannah and I agreed that it's sort of because we haven't been there, because we haven't experienced yet. And sometimes I feel like with theme park communities and horror communities, any communities really, the Power Ranger community, Star Trek, all that stuff. Sometimes those of us, the nerds can block you from getting really invested if you're interested in tiptoeing it. So I want to make sure that all that information is accessible. We welcome you with open skeleton arms and all of those things. Herbert's right off to the side over here working hard. We have a skeleton that is our mascot of the studio.
Yes.
So let us talk about the houses first, and I'm going to let you go first on this one because you're more familiar with the property now than I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's not saying a whole lot, but this is, I'll go ahead and preface this. This is the one house where I was like, ooh, you might get me with this one. I might get scared. So we have Terrifier coming to Halloween Horror Nights 34. And the description reads, nothing can prepare you for this grisly haunted house based on all three of Damien Leone's Terrifier films. Try your luck against this sadistic Art the Clown in his twisted funhouse. Witness Art's gleefully grotesque handiwork of torture. You'll be left literally dripping with terror and drenched with fear. It's a whole new level of gore. Let me tell you what, those movies are a whole new level of gore, and I like that they just say it. We've heard a rumor that there is a dry and wet pass, so you can kind of choose your fate at the end of the house, and you might need a poncho for that wet path. So I gotta know, do you have a preference which we start with?
Oh, well, I assume like any other Halloween Horror Nights, I'm already going to be drenched in either sweat or it will have rained. And so there's that
either way.
Part of me where I'm like, just lean into it, baby. But I guess the question is for us, like, I mean, and we'll have to see it because I have no idea in the park where these are yet because I haven't been to the park in a hot second, but I want to go start investigating a little bit. It depends on where it's located. It depends on what houses we can do with Stay and Scream because I plan on doing that for opening night.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess that sort of all factors into it. But how wet are my shoes going to get, too? So that's the...
Oh, there you go.
I don't like the squishy shoes. Might save it for the end. Might do it in the middle. Because I feel like this is definitely going to be popular.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
even if you haven't seen the films, I feel like a lot of people know what Art the Clown looks like because he's become very meme famous. You know, it's him with the big yellow sunglasses.
Yes, which is from the second movie.
Are you hoping to get a pair of those?
Yeah, no, I think so. I'm not the biggest fan of Terrifier, but I do. It's such a good cosplay. Yeah, I absolutely want a pair of sunglasses, maybe a black and white outfit. I gotta tell you, the first kill scene in the first movie, I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I've ever seen.
I've heard they're like
that gory. It is. Yeah. And the second, I mean, it is all about gore. But then you kind of get to know the character a little bit more, and he's a little campy. He's a little tongue-in-cheek, I guess. And
then the third one's Christmas, right?
Yes, and I've not seen that one. That came out last year, so Art the Clown is very relevant.
Yeah.
And he's got a following. So yeah, creepy clowns though, man.
Yeah.
I know you feel the same. But
clowns bother me.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
So I do, leading up to actually last year, I remember thinking, I was like, ooh, Terrifier could be the one thing that just really gets me with all the jump scares, because he's a scary looking clown.
Yeah. You manifested this.
I think I did.
I'm curious to see how it's going to be. Like, they must have hired a lot of gaunt-looking people, like, you know, long, thin heads and stuff, because he's a very unique, like you said, very unique-looking individual.
Yeah, for sure. I do like, so because I'm new at Halloween Horror Nights, I haven't experienced a house like this where you get to choose the different paths, and having a frequent fear pass this year, that's exciting to me that you could have different experiences.
You didn't do... I guess the
most recent one was the Dueling Dragons type,
which
house.
I guess was the year before you.
I
interesting.
Missed that,
It starts to jumble together.
I know.
Don't get old.
My experience is very limited, so it doesn't jumble together quite yet for me. But yeah, this is going to be a popular house. I've heard it's in a soundstage. Can't confirm. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess this is going to be the It house.
Well, based on all three films too, I think it's probably going to have a lot of real estate, longer house. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, the second movie I feel like really lends itself to this house, because like I said, it is a little bit more campy, and you're going into Art's world, kind of like his mindset. So yeah.
Well, I think the next house that they announced, they pseudo announced without announcing. Like, they were like, Five Nights at Freddy is going to be at Halloween Horror Nights 2024, but they weren't specific about it. They weren't like, oh, this is a house, this is a whatever. And I thought that was interesting, because I expected like a dining experience maybe, because if you're not familiar with this property, which I'm not super familiar with, but basically it is a haunted Chuck E. Cheese where the animatronics have come to life and murder the patrons. Not our Patreons. We do have a Patreon as well. If you're interested in supporting us, patreon.com/DizUnlimited. Forgot to mention that in the beginning.
Oh yeah. There you go.
You know,
nice.
But I am excited for this house. Let me read the description here. You wouldn't last one night at Freddy's, let alone 5. You're about to start the night watch at Sorry, I said that weird. You're about to start the night watch at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where nothing is what it seems. You'll be hunted by the deadly animatronics Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy as you flee through creepy, abandoned hallways. You'll even encounter the ghosts in the machines. So... this is based on the movie that came out like 2 years ago, right? Because there's a second movie coming out, but it doesn't come out till December. Right. So I feel like we just missed it.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it's based on both the movie and the game. So it's kind of interesting. We have 2 game-related shows houses this year.
Gaming has a massive audience too, and especially horror gaming in the last couple of years has become really big. So I know every year I try to do the research and watch the thing, so I'm definitely going to watch the film, but I think I'm going to buy the video game and play the video game.
Yeah,
because there's like a ton of them, I think.
That might be the right call, because it sounds like the video game is a little bit scarier than the movie. I got to be honest, I have tried to watch the movie like multiple times and had a hard time getting through it. It's a little slow. I think Five Nights and a couple of these other houses, what I like is like... I think there's something for everyone at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Like, I feel like Universal just really went for it in terms of like having a little bit of everything, especially with IP properties or the IPs that'll be there.
Well, you can go right into this next one because
there you go.
Talking about things for everyone, this next one was like a curveball, a complete curveball to me.
Yeah, so we had heard rumors of this, but is WWE presents The Horrors of Wyatt 6. And the description reads, you're about to go head-to-head with the fiendish Wyatt 6 at Halloween Horror Nights. Enter an eerie arena where you'll go through ominous lantern-lit doorway into the maniacal minds of Uncle Howdy, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig. Beware, you're about to meet your match.
So I don't watch wrestling. The only wrestling I watch is the television program Glow on Netflix, which I've recently rewatched.
Yes,
and there is not really a horror element to their wrestling gigs in there, but. Also, I thought everybody was saying Wyatt 6, and it's Wyatt 6.
6, like you're
like
sick.
He's sick, plural. Yeah.
It's kind of a play though because there's 5 of them, but the 6th missing member is Bray Wyatt, who was the originator of this story. Bray Wyatt was a wrestler. He had like a couple different shticks. But his last one...
Is this the same person or is this a different person? Or is this part of the story?
This is part of the story. Okay. So Bray Wyatt, his character then became the Fiend. And the Fiend was almost like... It was kind of like he was bipolar. Mm-hmm. And one half of his character was kind of like a Mr. Rogers. And it was kind of funny. It was called the Firefly Funhouse. Yeah. And you would literally like step into his house and these characters in the poster were like puppets. So they didn't look the way they look in this faction, but it was like a buzzard puppet and a witch and a pig, but like they were all kind of like demented looking. The thing about Bray Wyatt is he passed away 2 years ago. He's from Central Florida. Oh. Yeah, he big fan of Halloween Horror Nights, and I even saw that people were pulling up his old tweets where he was like talking about, I'm going to be there night 1 and like, let's do a house for Bray Wyatt. And the crazy thing about this house is that even though, so the characters in the poster, none of those are Bray Wyatt, he is going to be haunting you, literally like following you through the house. So I'm like, this dude, this is exactly what he probably wanted. So the fact that like he has passed on, but he is literally going to live on haunting you through a Halloween Horror Nights house. I don't know. It just makes me
it's really
like, as
sweet.
A fan, I'm like, this is really cool for him and his family.
Walt Disney pioneered animatronics and then they turned him into an animatronic. It's like sort of that same sort of thing where you're like, now you... I don't know. There's something very poetic about that. Yeah. That's a really nice way to honor him.
Well, and I kind of like WWE is not a thing for me, but it has a huge drawing. Like I looked it up, like their Monday night show pulls in 5 million viewers. Wow. Every week. So again, I think even though it's like not necessarily a thing for me, I think it's going to bring maybe a new demographic or more people.
I do feel like watching Glow, not to keep bringing it back, I loved that show.
Yeah, Glow is great. I agree.
But it does really, I feel like it does a really good job of really making the wrestling and the stories very relatable and being like, this is the heel, this is the turn, this is the, and then like how it's basically like a soap opera, but in an extended metaphorical way. And I was like, oh, so it's really sweet. My dad took me to a wrestling game once that was like a local one. And I remember being like, oh, I'm going to hate this. But then we like were there and I was like, oh no, I'm kind of liked it that one time. I was like right in that teenage years where I was like, everything's
wrestling
dumb.
Was big in the 90s. Like I feel like, I mean, I didn't watch it, but I feel like
my brother was like really into, like I remember we had like VHSs of stuff everywhere. I actually went to school with somebody who ended up wrestling. I think they were in the maybe not the WWE.
Their training facility is in Orlando.
Well, I didn't go to school here. They were in Massachusetts.
Oh, so okay, good point.
But yeah. Anyways. interesting couple of final houses. I'm just going to run through the other ones really quick just so you have that like summary of what they are. One that I'm really looking forward to here is the Galkin Monsters of the North. And this description is, in a remote northern village, a wicked being rises from the dead, bringing a horde of monsters and demons from the fjords to wreak havoc on the townspeople. You'll face ice, You'll face icy, horned, winged, and wolfish fiends that gradually merge into one giant horror. Then you'll try to escape the belly of the beast. This straight up makes it sound like we're going to be walking through a monster.
Yeah, it does.
And also giant puppetry is what it sounds like, which I always get excited about.
And
that.
cold.
And cold. I love it. I love an ice house. I love a snowy house.
Yes.
So we have Grave of Flesh. Welcome to your funeral, where things are about to go from bad to worse. You'll enter your grave and then pass through the gates of the underworld, where flesh eaters who feed on the dead will be waiting for you. Get lost in their carnivorous underground world, where an endless gauntlet of flesh-eating creatures will hunt you mercilessly for all eternity. I don't know that I'm as excited about this one, but...
No, it sounds kind of classic Halloween.
Yeah, very, very straightforward.
Yeah,
but
spooky.
The best thing about Halloween Horror Nights is you say some of these things, then you get into the event, you're like, oh
Never
my God,
know.
this is beautiful, or this effect, or this whole thing. Yeah, it's always, that's what I love about this.
Yes.
The next one that I think is also sounding very creepy. Dolls. Let's play dead. You're about to become doll size and witness the unnatural creations of a twisted little girl. You'll be hunted by fashion dolls she's melded and burned. Then you'll go under her bed and be stalked by toys she's stitched together. You'll end in her creepy Victorian dollhouse where undead horrors await you. It's like Toy Story on steroids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The scale of this might be cool because we're shrinking down to the size of a doll.
Well, I was thinking the part with under the bed, they'll probably be like the what do they call the thing that the
dust ruffle?
Yeah, the dust ruffle.
Maybe? Yeah. Yep.
So that could be really cool. The one that I am really excited because I love a deep cut house is Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. In this old west town, all hell is breaking loose. Masses of red hot lava demons are crawling out of hell's well and trying to possess everyone, melting everything in their path. As you flee from the post office to the bank, the prison to the graveyard, your only hope is Hatchet and Chains with their arsenal of mystic powers. And for those of you who may not have experienced Halloween Horror Nights before, last year we had a sequel house, which was Slaughter Cinema 2. And in these houses, these Slaughter Cinema houses, they're like all these B movies. So that it's a very sectioned house of these ideas. And Hatchet and Chains was one of them. So I think I love that.
I do remember that section of Slaughter Cinema kind of scared me a little bit because they had this like hallway. It was kind of like a Western hotel type, and it was like you didn't know who was going to come out. The saloon.
The saloon. I think we have another Spanish house. We've got El Artista, a Spanish haunting. In 19th century Spain, a tortured artist moves to an isolated country manor to seek inspiration. Instead, as he wanders the ghostly hallways and haunted conservatory, malevolent spirits break into our realm through his paintings. He tries to resist, but the art comes to life and possesses him. Now you're about to be part of the permanent exhibition. Okay, so I don't really know what makes this house specifically Spanish, because people don't generally talk a lot in the houses. So, like, I'm assuming they'll speak Spanish every now and then, but I'm wondering, is there going to be, like, Spanish-inspired art in there?
Maybe.
You know?
And the architecture of the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was really low on my list, and then the more I hear about it, we found the designer for this also did Blood Moon, right? And
the Fisherman's Wharf,
yes.
the one that was like really beautiful with a lighthouse and everything like that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe
supposedly he's doing this one, yeah.
Yeah, supposedly. So I think that maybe gives it potential. I've also heard this isn't a soundstage. We'll see.
Well, yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
One that I feel like is a good, solid, safe bet, but I think is only going to be really the first movie, but they can't really say the first movie. So I think there's like a rights issue with this, is Jason Universe. Come face to face with the iconic horror villain Jason Voorhees, step into the terrifying world of this silent killer, flee through the woods and into his sinister shack, enter the summer camp where his gruesome legend began. Jason is back and nothing can save you now. So I've heard that somebody owns rights to like Jason Universe, and then somebody owns rights to Friday the 13th, like the title of that. So like they became, because remember Friday the 13th, I think the first two are called Friday the 13th.
Yes.
And then everything after that is Jason.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I never thought about that. Isn't there a show coming out?
There is on Peacock.
Yes.
So it all kind of ties in, which is Camp Crystal Lake. So my guess is we haven't seen the last of this story, because if that show does well enough, I am positive there will be a tie-in house next year, I feel like.
I like this is, I mean, when I think of, I mean, he is an
iconic horror, yeah.
He is, but like growing up, this was like I just associated Jason with Halloween. So it kind of feels like nostalgic for me in that regard. Also, I think anything with like trees or the feeling of being outside inside a house is very
cool. An outside inside house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
And the one that Hannah is so excited for. So maybe we'll have to see. Oh, we're going to do, did we get Express for the first night?
Not yet.
Oh, we got to buy that like right now. Okay, we're going to buy that as soon as we're done recording. Yeah. Face your fear. This is Fallout. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA devastated by nuclear war. Based on the hit show Fallout, you'll travel into the vaults and be attacked by raiders alongside Lucy. You'll escape to the wasteland of Philly and confront this formidable bounty hunter, the Ghoul. You'll even encounter Maximus with the Brotherhood of Steel and see T-60 power armor. I have no idea what any of that means yet, but I'm excited.
So it's cool. I think you're going to have like different sets. So I think you're going to be in the vaults. Maybe you're going to be in like 1960s LA before the nuclear apocalyptic war happens. And then, I never played Fallout. So these, but you think Fallout and you think the T-60 guys, they're like the big bulky robots. I'm like, okay, that for scale would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're huge. And the Ghoul is Walton Goggins. So Walton Goggins, HHN. I'm happy.
She's living her best White Lotus life.
My baby Billy.
Yeah, baby Billy. I'm very excited to see all of this. I can't wait. Honestly, this year, I feel like a lot of the original houses are calling out my name, and so
it's a good mix.
I love a Western house, so if that Hatchet and Chains is like a Western, I can't wait.
And again, it has something for everyone. Like you have classic.
Yeah.
You've got horror
Jason,
movies.
Yeah.
You've got Five Nights at Freddy's, which I think steers a little bit younger. I think Fallout was a super popular show and maybe not as scary of a house. And then you have WAE, which is evidently a huge group of people.
Yeah. So now we also have some of those scare zones, which sound interesting and a little more. I think we've spoken about it, at least in person, maybe on the show. We've alluded to it a little bit more. Is that our struggle with last year, especially since that was kind of your first year? There wasn't really anywhere that you wanted to like hang out. Like I love to go and some nights just take like fun, spooky pictures of my friends and stuff like that, and have a drink, have some of the food, do like one or two houses, but when it gets crowded, hang out in those scare zones to like kind of get really fun video or pictures. And I didn't really feel like it had that vibe to it last year necessarily. With the building of Epic Universe, I'm sure there was some cuts here and there and stuff like that.
I would guess.
But sometimes there's off years, and not to say that some of that stuff wasn't great that was there last year, but this year we're back. So first up, we have the Origins of Horror, which is the description reads: entering a decaying conservatory of twisted vines where artists carve tributes to Halloween Horror Nights 34. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. This sounds like it's going to be the entrance one, yeah?
So I don't know. I saw some photos from the park recently, and I was thinking Masquerade was going to be in New York, but it kind of looks like, or not New York, in Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
And it kind of looks like maybe this is what's there because there's these iron gates that have been installed in that area.
Interesting.
So
yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have no clue.
Twisted Vines, I like the idea of it. I always like the one, what is that called? The Central Park area.
Are you like I always call it the bridge? Yeah, when you're going from it's the walkway that runs behind where you would watch like the nighttime show or something like that. The water.
I like that because it kind of creates this like more enclosed space, and so I'm hoping. I don't know. I mean,
I know what one's there.
Oh yeah, I do too. But I'm hoping that like the Twisted Vines, maybe they can create more of like a atmosphere with that, because last year in Hollywood the surreal whatever was there, it was just like kind of just like a big stage and just like open. Like I wanted to feel like, ooh, something might pop out and get me, like it's so I don't know, we'll see. Also I wondered tributes to Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, that's why usually that sort of a thing is usually like in the last couple of years, not this last year, but the 2 years basically before that, they had a scare zone that was basically your like entrance scare zone.
Yeah.
And, there would be a platform up top. One of the icon would come out and speak or something like that. But then there would be basically characters like on these elevated platforms, so you could kind of get like pictures. That would be like your photo op area opportunity. But it still was like sort of this vibe, and it doesn't. That's why I thought this was going to be here. Also, this conservatory theme, everything that's come out merchandise-wise for the Halloween Horror Nights houses has had this stained glass window thing. Yeah. And there's been like a picture of different people, but I still cannot confirm nor deny, is it all just one window and you change the character? Or are these like 10 different chimes that we're all supposed to be getting? Not chimes, but you know what I mean. Little tiny stained glass window. It looks like almost like an ornament.
Oh, are you talking about what they're selling where you put the pieces in? Yeah.
Do you put the pieces in?
You put the pieces in.
Okay,
so you could buy
that
the pieces separately, and now it's complete. So they had Terrifier and Wyatt 6 were the last two. But you buy the thing, the glass, the
it's
window.
Like 5 on one side, 5 on another side, or is it just 5?
It's just 5.
Okay, so it's just 5, which is interesting.
They just feature 5
because there isn't even really 5 IPs this year. It's only there's really just 3, I think. Five Nights at Freddy's, Terrifier, and Jason Fallout 4.
Yeah,
and
WWE.
Oh, so that would be the 5th.
IP,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Sometimes the ones that are within the company,
the math ain't
I always forget. Yeah. I know. I ain't paid to be a mathematician.
Hey, speaking of, I was surprised. I didn't think about it until actually right before we started that we don't have a Universal Monsters house.
I know.
This year. I kind of was like, oh, wait a second.
First year in like 5 years or something like that.
I guess you got to go over to Epic to live it.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll do something fun over there to celebrate Halloween. But the next one of our scare zones we have to look forward is Masquerade, Dance of Death. Masquerade. You're invited to a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. When their masks fall, you'll become their prey. It sounds a little like a vampire nightclub. Not a nightclub, but a vampire ball.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah.
It's interesting because they've done like Vamp 55, Vamp 85.
That's what I was thinking. Is it kind of like that?
I'm wondering if it's supposed to be like that. It also is giving me Interview with the Vampire.
Ooh. Okay, that's good. Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
TV show too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This next one I think is just aesthetically going to be the thing I look forward to the absolute most, and that is called The Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. Travel down a spooky winding path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful or you'll be next. I just can't wait for the idea of these kids in these Halloween costumes sort of like mutated into cats is what I'm getting. But then also we have the return of if you haven't seen this before, it's a very thin area, very thin walkway that goes basically from the Universal monster makeup like down to animal actors, and it is like riddled with pumpkins they'll put up, and they all glow, and it is just like gorgeous over here. So I'm so excited. Aesthetically, this is pure Halloween for me.
I've seen some photos, and there's lots of like kind of vintagey looking Halloween decorations too. Like some of the photos I saw, I was like, man, I'd like to have that in my house. Like kind of the vintage cat, like paper mache decorations and stuff. So hey, maybe some of the merch will have some of that. Lean into that, because the I think it was 31. It was the 31st year, which is, if you're watching this, Hannah's actually, the couch has the blanket which
on
is
it.
Best blanket ever.
But it was a lot of that like vintage, because every Halloween scare zone that year, because it was 31, was all October 31. It was all Halloween,
really cool.
And so they had a lot of retro stuff. We have Mutations Toxic 20s. In a bustling 1920s neighborhood, a BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, sending the city into toxic pandemonium. It mutates everyone in its path, including you. So for some reason, I keep calling this one BuzzCon because of the article on our site said BuzzCon, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so the thing with BuzzCon is it's a cut, because it was 2 years ago, maybe it was more. There was a like 1950s, 1960s house that was like all bugs. And it was BuzzCon was I think either like the extermination service or something like that. So this is like pulling in, and the same way that like Sweets,
oh yes,
whatever
Major
he's called,
Sweets.
Major Sweets has been like a Halloween Horror Nights sort of reference and thing and stuff.
I think this was a poster in Slaughter Cinema last year too.
Oh,
like on the wall when you walked in. I think this was a tease. Maybe.
Oh, interesting. It is it is weird because there's clearly like a bank robber involved in this, maybe, or something. So I think it's going to be like, and then there's somebody in like a flapper dress. But
okay, what if it's just the scene from Great Movie Ride? Remember like the oh gosh, what was that? The movie it was based off of, but the mobsters and it's just that.
Yeah, it's just that. We do have the return of some live entertainment this year. I'm going to save the one I'm most excited for last. Of course, one of the fan favorite shows, Nightmare Fuel, returns with a new theme. This year it is Nightmare Fuel Circus of Decay. This once vibrant circus has festered into an unending nightmare. It's a sinister spectacle of pyro, aerialists, and illusions. How do you feel about this show? Did you end up seeing it last year?
I've never seen it. The clips I've seen of it just doesn't look like my cup of tea. You know what I'm surprised about is the clips that I've seen is kind of like a burlesque show, but they don't.
It's very sexy.
Yeah, they don't refer to that at all. Also, the theme is like different, but not.
I swear it was circus themed last year.
What was it last year? It was circus themed last year, but it was.
So maybe they're like repainting it because like before, it kind of is not. I don't want to say beat for beat the exact same story, but it is similar where it's like nightmare and you fell into this thing and it's like different
nocturnal circus.
Nocturnal circus.
And the AI description says sexy choreography. So I'm like, well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I saw there was a photo that is part of our article where like there's Grim Reaper statues around the stage now. So I don't know how that theme plays into the Circus of Decay. Maybe it'll be a little bit gorier.
I mean, here the thing is, everybody involved in the show is like
extremely talented. Yes.
And I do understand why there's a market for this. It's just one of those where like it's very hot and humid this time of year, and being shoved elbow to elbow in a stadium to then have fire blasted at you nonstop. It's a lot.
You're like, I need to go through the Terrifier house to cool it.
Exactly. And that's why I'm always just like,
yeah. I feel like this year I do need to. I'll see it.
Yeah.
Hold me to it.
Well, if we get those express passes, we should be able to see it. I think, Yeah. We also finally, I am so excited to have the return of a lagoon show. So we have Haunt O Phonic, a ghoulish journey. A ghost story is rising from its watery grave to haunt the Universal Studios lagoon, featuring towering water screens and eerie music. Honestly, they could literally just have it be ghoulish again because that had like a 2-week run before the lagoon was damaged.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there was a hurricane that year.
Okay, I didn't realize. So because I'm obviously new at this, like I didn't realize that was so long. It was 2022. It's been 3 years since, and I watched a video of it, our video, and it was fantastic. I was like, oh my gosh, but that goes into being able to hang out in the park.
Yep.
I feel like a little bit where you could just like.
Oh, I'd watch the show all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like Halloween is what I like. Like,
The 2019, the first year they did it, it was like Ghostbusters, Stranger Things, Universal Monsters. Have I got the poster over there? Killer Clowns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is.
It was just an all-star hit, and the music, and that year it was kind of, they said the theme was supposed to be like supposed to invoke that feeling of like you were at a sleepover and watching movies like you really weren't supposed to be or whatever. Scary. And so there was like a lot of lasers and stuff. It was so cool. And then they did the when Halloween Horror Nights came back after 2020 in 2021, I think we got it again. We had the Jack inspired one because that was the anniversary year, and that one was okay, and then the ghoulish one was fun because it was like a completely different from the other two, and it was very like retro aesthetic with this, but then like it had like Disturbia was playing in it, so it was interesting. So I'm really excited to see it, but it is a crowd pleaser and a crowd eater, so it does help manage that. It does add that hangout atmosphere, and it's great. You can have a drink and watch it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, because that was the other thing is that like I enjoyed the food and drinks last year, but it always felt like, okay, eat it, keep going,
and then,
you know?
Yeah, and eat it and like crouch in a dark alley, like try and desperately find space, like
right,
you know. So it just felt like you never had a place, you know.
Yeah, and I like the previous ghoulish, like I said, it felt like Halloween, and I feel like maybe sometimes living in Orlando where it's just so hot, like it just reminded me of like how it felt like to be excited for Halloween as a kid. Yeah. So,
and there are 2 new experiences this year too that we don't really. So I don't know if there's only going to be 4 scare zones because we said 4 so far. I thought, Mel's, this thing we're going to talk about in 1 second, I thought these were going to be one of them, and I don't know if they are, or they're just being like, well, we got rid of one scare zone, and now we have 2 street experiences, which are the Mel's Die-In Zombies and then Club Horror. Now, it says, brave all new street experiences that take horror to new heights, featuring zombie, car hops, undead DJs, and more. Details coming soon. So there still is more information still coming out about Halloween Horror Nights, which is great. The Mel's Die-In with the zombies, I think, is genius.
It'd be so good.
I can't wait.
Because Mel's is such a thing.
Oh, it's like last year they finally released the merchandise with the shirts. Now I'm realizing, I have these shirts I can wear again. Like,
oh yeah.
So having like zombies that will maybe perform, because during the day there's like a sock hop performance or some sort of thing out there. So having the night version of that would be really cool and fun.
Yeah.
And they've done like in Vamp 85, they always have a little bit of a show element sometimes in one of the scare areas. So it's interesting for this. Club Horror though, I have no idea where this is going to be, because I don't know if that was going to be Dead Coconut Club, but apparently the rumor on the street is there still is going to be a Dead Coconut Club, and it is going to be Dead Coconut Club, whatever that theme is.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll actually carry through with that or not this year, but they did the Pride Club, and they did the Mardi Gras one, so I don't see why they wouldn't do a Halloween Horror Nights one.
Yeah, this almost feels like, because they've announced 4 scare zones and then these 2 street experiences, that it's going to be exactly that. And I was thinking back to like Blumhouse. Well, I forgot what they called that officially, over in the San Francisco area last year. That had
where the
where they had like. The
Blumhouse scare
Alcatraz
zone.
bar, the scare zone.
Outside of Fast and Furious exit.
Yes. This, that really was almost more of like a street experience.
I agree. I think
scare zone.
Ever since the Fast and the Furious finished its construction, I feel like that area has been too tight to do a true scare zone.
Yeah. So that kind of makes, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, we're going to own it. We're not going to call it an actual scare zone. Mm-hmm. It's going to be an experience, and hey, we'll give you one more this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's a win. Club Horror doesn't sound like something right up my alley. Like, I don't know.
Looks
I'm there
like,
for the spooky vibes.
Yeah.
I'm not there to go clubbing. We'll see. I don't know. Speak for yourself. Okay.
I like to club like I'm in the Lost Boys or some Blade or something like that.
I'll come with you, boo. Yeah. We'll have a good time. Yeah.
But there are lots to look forward to. Like we said, we don't have details with the Dead Coconut Club at all. We don't know if there'll be any, our favorite word, activations at any of the hotels this year, because there were like photo ops and stuff like that before.
Count on it.
The theme bars, because if you remember, Cabana Bay gets a bar makeover with all like the pumpkins and stuff like that, which is always
like
a lot of
last
fun.
year Aventura, I didn't see it, but Aventura did.
Every
something.
A bunch of them had like photo op at least.
Yeah. And
it was
fun
nice.
drinks.
Something's better than nothing. Listen, it was nothing there before. What I like about it is they're only adding, they're not taking away, and we don't have any details about what the tribute store is going to be themed to either.
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited.
I always look forward to that. I love a theme shopping experience. Yeah, absolutely. We will be there day one for that. I don't even care. Usually that traditionally I feel like opens like the week of, but like a couple days before. So the preview,
busy week.
The preview. So Halloween Horror Nights opens the Friday the 29th, right? Mm-hmm. So the preview is the 27th.
27th.
That thing.
Yeah, the premium scare. Scream.
That I'm guessing will be open by then.
Yeah.
Then because they want to be able to sell all that stuff too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm excited. I can't wait. It's crazy to be like, oh, it's the end of August, but as we're recording this on the last day of July. It's August, and it is just like it's going to fly by. This time of the year always ends up we're getting on that ramp where someone's pushing on the gas of the car, and it is going to be New Year's before we know it.
I know, which is too bad because this truly is my favorite time of year. So
I can't wait. I'm loving the Halloween decorations are starting to come out. We started to decorate the studio, obviously, and everything. So I'm ready for it. I'm desperate for it.
Yeah, I feel like we could not be more ready.
Yeah.
Like if you can't find me, you know where we are.
You find us in the fog.
Find us in the fog.
So that is going to do it for this episode of the Universal Show. Thank you, Hannah, for having this conversation. I'm just so excited. We have our frequent fear passes secured. Hannah has converted.
I know.
She's got her first.
I can't believe I'm kind of sad that I've lived in Orlando 8 years.
Did you get the same one I did, the one that
Yes.
includes the Friday?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I did. Of course.
Yeah, I always do it because I'm like, you never know.
Yeah, Friday's good.
Yeah.
You can sleep in
Yeah.
on Saturday.
I can't. Well, also, I'm afraid if I had all 3 nights, I'd like force myself to go too often, the whole weekend thing, because I'm like, it will basically be Wednesday, because when they start doing the Wednesdays, right? Because they start doing that eventually.
In October,
It'll be
yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday, and I'm like, girl, I need a break. I need a break forced upon me.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, for like my body and for spending money.
Yeah.
So
Friend CJ's got his ticket. He's coming this year after
Yay.
missing a year, so he's very excited.
I want to hang out with CJ.
yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
he wants to go the Sunday, the last night, because that's our kind of traditionally what we do. So we'll make sure we lock that in. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for everybody to experience this. If you do want more information, you can of course read about more of this on uofan.com. And if you are interested in either purchasing tickets, heading to this event, seeing what maybe a hotel for a night or two does, there's the frequent fear passes, there's the individual night tickets, there's express passes. There are so many different things that you can do here. There is also that sort of food inclusive limited event that happens. That's the preview event. I don't remember if there are tickets still for that. It's a
They
little
are
expensive.
still
It's like
available.
$300, I think.
Yeah, you can book a RIP tour.
You can do RIP tours, private or public. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't need to fill it up.
You can do the unmasking tour. We can book that for you.
And I want to make sure we do that
we
this
actually
year too.
we need to book some things after the show.
Because we need to do that earlier than later,
Yes.
so we can talk about what we saw and what we did and stuff like that. So we
Yeah.
definitely need to do that. We need to book our passes. Lots to do, lots to be excited about. It's like Christmas, but for pumpkins.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody, for tuning
you.
in. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Of course, leave us comments about future Universal discussions or topics or things you want to see or know about the Universal Orlando Resort, and that includes Epic Universe, Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, all of those hotels, City Walk, any of that stuff. We want to cater all of this content to and for you. And if you are listening to this and you want to rate and review the podcast whenever you are able to do that, that would be a big help. Thank you very much. That is going to do it for this episode. Again, until next time, be excellent to each other.